Hey everyone, so this is my Lego microgame engaging experience. This is the final, well, one of the, yeah, as of March 5th, this is the final version. So, just gonna kind of go through this, and from my perspective, and here we have kind of like a walkthrough tutorial. So the point of this is kind of have, the information to the player, or given to the player so that they can actually learn how to move the player around and to be able to jump. Of course, at this point, double jump isn't instructed just yet. So, until we get to here, and that's where we have the double jump that is applied to our training. If it was only that easy. Let's see. Alright, so we get to the third checkpoint here of the training, and kind of just going over, example of what our super weapon is here, and at this point, this whole entire Lego block has been disabled, so it's just kind of for instructional purposes. So even if it was in range, this thing, even if I went up to touch it, it still wouldn't work because I disabled all the code in there. So, but it's kind of just, a way to apply training and also allow, kind of like, it's this pirate's first day. So, alright, get to the next station. So kind of just letting the player know, what our enemy looks like. Yeah, because, the Legos are, they're children's toys, so I guess even an enemy can look like something safe, because, it's a children's toy. So the theme, I think, still applies to the game itself. So just kind of lets the player know, like, hey, avoid these. Alright, so we get to the next step. This is before we take off on the ship, I believe. This kind of gives the player, like your objective, not just the training, but just after the training. Lets them know, like, hey, like, this is, where you will find your objective, and it tells them where to go next. We go through all the NPCs, get our initial welcome aboard. Every one of these NPCs says something. It kind of lets, the player know a little bit more information. So, all this means is certain. I should have maybe put doom, but I guess death is okay, so. Alright, and before I go up to the top, top of the ledge up there, let's go down towards, I think it's called, is it the gallows? I don't know, in terms of pirate talk. I used to work at California Adventure, there was a day where we had to, talk like a pirate all day, and they even gave us little cards for script. It was interesting. But this pirate is on lunch, so even if we go down here, it lets us know, like, hey, like, you're in the wrong spot. So, so as you can see, the camera's adjusting, and that allows us to go in and get a different perspective. There's a invisible cube here that acts as a trigger. So if we go inside, we can actually start seeing inside, and it allows us to kind of get a little bit more detail. It's not perfect, but you know, I think it was done pretty well. Allows us to see inside. I think with a little bit more calibration, I can get even better. It's an interesting concept. Let's get up to the top. Alright, so like before, as I said, this isn't working because there's a programming condition that prevents us from firing this so-called super weapon. And we get in there, so yeah, I think some of the conditions I haven't been able to disable on the stack, the brick stack in there entirely, and I wish there was documentation. So anyways, we get to the steering wheel and we start to notice that this isn't a normal pirate ship. This is our sky pirate ship. Now the sliding was improved, but it hasn't been completely fixed. And so I'm just kind of trying to keep jogging in place to keep from flying off the ship. And I've done quite a bit to try to fix that issue, but it's gotten better. Everything from adding a rigid body to adjusting the slope angle, and it's helped, but it's not perfect. So we see we're under attack. This is our enemy ship, and it's firing on us, and then this is when it becomes active. So that's when the ship starts to move, and everyone's like, "Oh, look! Hold on!" So we find out that we're going from the sky back down towards sea level, and we see our enemy pirate ship in the distance starting to sink into the water. They've been defeated, and we are landing towards our newest objective. And we can always choose to jump ship, but there's always death. If you fall in the water, it's death. The whole game stops, and there was a collision event that was added for that. That was done by script, so... Okay, now that we have landed, it's time to go find the Skull Island. This is something new. There was an enemy right here, and he's actually been disabled, dispatched. So these enemies were more created as a obstacle course. Before, they would aim and shoot at you, and you had to try not to basically get hit. So then if I hit the trigger block there, then that'll make it so I'm not hit. Go up the hill. This was the feedback that was applied, is to have this as a more like an obstacle course. Before, these would all shoot at you, and they would actually aim. Sometimes you would get hit by these three all the way down on the lower island down over there, and be sniped from the hill. So follow this. Then we have our Skull Island rock there, and supposedly that's where the treasure is. And there she is. So there we are. Alright, you can always choose to play again if you want. And then I think if we go down to here, it's the menu. So there we go. So thank you so much.